Good morning, hello. Today's Wipeout Wednesday with Laura over at Mad Mimi's Farming and Crochet and Farming. I think she crochets before she farms. Anyway, let's see. So last Wednesday, Laura drew a random winter dishcloth, the year of the dishcloths. And it was, let's see, last week, I did that one. Oh, it's under my big finger. She chose that one. Let's see, let's get a bigger picture of that. It is a snowflake. There you go. So, where was I? What was I doing? We went to Lawson's Landing at Dillon's Beach for opening crab season. So I made sure that I packed plenty of cotton yarn because it is notorious for raining 1 or 2 of the first days we're there. So I took plenty with me. And I went through some growing pains with this project. I don't like to sew. If it's like an amigurumi and I'm putting arms and details on, then okay, I'm sewing. But when it's a dishcloth, I just feel like, couldn't we just work it all in? So the first one I made, I used sugar and cream. And it was a swimming pool because I thought it looked very, very frosty. And I used sugar and cream white. How fancy. So my first attempt around, the pattern says to create a base. It's 6 rows of this double crochet cluster. And then you work this cute little chained border with these little picots on the corner. Very, very cute. And then the pattern instructs you, it has you make a snowflake, which you are then to sew on there. Why? I left a really long tail on this one, hoping that I could like just tack it down. I'm gonna hot glue it. I'm gonna hot glue that on there. So I was at the beach. My mind was fresh and creative. So I was thinking, well, how many rounds is this snowflake? The snowflake is 4 rounds. Ooh, excuse me, my friend. Let's see, snowflake is 4 rounds. So I'm thinking 4 rounds. There was some picots on there. There's 6 of the big picots, 1 in the middle, 6 of these, and they're gonna match up to the 6 of these. 4 rounds, so I did it. I worked up my background in Premier Just Cotton from the $1.25 tree, and this is denim. So I worked up 4 rows of this. I stopped. It needs to be all stretched into place. Then I stopped and I worked my snowflake in Premier Just Cotton. Oh, they called this one cream. So, number 2. So then I worked my snowflake and then I picked up the blue denim again and I started working round 5. So I worked round 4 to 4 to match. And then in round 5, when I got to my little corner formula, I, not to give away too much of the pattern, I slip stitched into the top of the picot at the top of the puffs and continued the pattern. As of right now, it doesn't lay flat. You can kind of see it. Yeah, that's a good view of it. So then I worked my row 6 and then I got to my white and I did my fancy little border. It didn't really lay flat, but it's a dishcloth. It's gonna get used. And actually, if I go in the kitchen and I cook something with a hot pan and I just set it on there, it's gonna steam it into place. So it's not too far out of what it should be. And I didn't have to sew anything. Great. Still at the beach. And I'm thinking, what if I worked 5 rounds, slip stitch the corners on the 6th? That would be the final round. Ta-da! It lays flat. So I used swimming pool for the background. Isn't that pretty? It's frosty. I worked up 5 rows, stopped, grabbed my white, did my snowflake, and then lost track of what I was doing and probably started boiling crab or sweeping sand out of the RV. Forgot what I was up to. And I continued a 7th round in the white. I forgot to do the fancy snowflakey border on it. So actually, Amy did not finish any of them. I didn't do the border, didn't tack them together. Well, I didn't sew in any ends because I was all trial and error. But you know, today is Wednesday and I'm ready to move on to the next thing. So I'm going to sew in the ends. I'm going to hot glue that on there because these just go between my cast iron skillets, or I lay them in my cast iron skillets on my shelf to absorb any moisture that might try to rust my cast iron. And then I'm going to go back because this one's already slightly larger. With this one, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back with this color and I'm going to do the border, and this will be my toaster crumb catcher. So, Wipeout Wednesday, a year of dishcloths. Laura grabbed another inspiration out of her little magical raffle pot. And I'll see you next Wednesday with another inspiration, but I'll probably see you before then to share some pictures with you about our crabbing, Lessons Landing crabbing trip. But I had to get this set. A year of dishcloths, Wipeout Wednesday. Thank you very much, Laura, for hosting over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. Goodbye.